Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Before we start going a little bit further with our Gemorah review, I just want to comment on some of the responses about Friday's Gemorah class. So first of all, I see some people were saying that their Google Chrome that the YouTube video was blocked. I responded to some a little later in the day. If you're using your Chromebook from school, so the settings that are in place at school still apply to your Chromebook, even though it's at home. So if there's a YouTube video that you find blocked, please go to a different computer on your home network where you can access the video. Um, in the in my instructions, I asked you to consider where it was found, how old was it, what was going on at the time and place when they were hidden. So some people wrote down those facts, but what I was looking for was that in our Gemara we spoke about ancient treasures that were hidden by the Amorites who lived in the land of Israel before the Jewish people got there, etc. And depending on the level of rust, you can determine how old it is. So in the video I showed you, these people who found tubes full of coins from the gold rush worth millions of dollars, or I think that was the amount that was stated on the video. I just found it to be similar that these were from a time where there was a lot of gold and everyone was burying it to save for later, and you could easily assume it was Hefker. Remember, there were no names written on it. There was not a lot of documentation or identification of ownership, etc. But just to comment back on that video, so I found that interesting how we find something in the Gemara, but we do find things like this still going on. Again, in the video, it wasn't found in a house or in the wall of a house. It was found in the ground or somewhere. But 8th grade and people who are even 7th grade, we hear this in the news. In 8th grade, we got to see it, how you find artifacts from hundreds or thousands of years ago on the ground. So this isn't such a far-fetched case in the Gemara. Okay, we're going to go a little bit further in the Gemara. We did learn this in school, but just to keep things simple, we're going to review a little bit. We'll go from Tana until Kamash Malon. Tana, we learned in a brisa as follows. Im haya kaisa mamula mehen, if the wall was full of these found objects, cholken, they're divided. They're divided between the owner of the home and the passerby who found them. Just to jog everyone's memory, we're talking about a hole in the wall. And the question of ownership is, who owns it? Does the person who lives in the home own it? Does the person on the street who found it own it? Who does it belong to? So we're quoting a brisa one more time. Tana, we learned in a brisa, im haya kaisa b'mula mehen, if the wall was full of these found objects, cholkin, you split them. Meaning you split them between the home, the baal bayis, the person who lives and owns the home, and the one on the passerby, the guy on the street who found it. So the Gemara says, Pshita, what do you mean Pshita, that's obvious. Why do we need to teach you that you split it? The thing is entirely full, so you half goes to one guy, half goes to the other guy. The half that's closer to the street goes to the guy on the street, the passerby. The half that's closer to the house goes to the one who lives in the house. So why do I need to teach you this? So the Gemara says, no, I do need this brisa. I would have thought otherwise. Why so? The Gemara says, Loi, no, tzricha, we need this case. Why? What case are we talking about? The mishapa b'chad gisa, where there is a slant in the wall. So the hole is not going directly across horizontally. It's slanted. And so mahu de tema, you might think, ishtapuchi ishtapuch, that all the items that are in the wall roll down from the top of the hole, and therefore wherever the top of the hole is, if it's towards the inside, then the person who lives inside should claim all of them. And if it's towards the street, if the hole's on the outside towards the street, then it should belong to the passerby, because every object in there originated higher up. Just because it was sloped, they slid down and they piled all up. So we wouldn't think to split it. You would think they belonged to whichever side the hole was on, because the hole was high up, and whoever had access to that hole just put it in there and they fell down. So Kuf Mem Lamed stands for Kamash Malon. The Brisa comes to teach you that even though you might think that because it was slanted, they all started at the same side, and therefore they all filled up the wall and they all belong to one side or the other, not to both, still Cholkin. Still you split it. Okay, now you can try to use the link I posted before if you want to access this Gemorah. But what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to go back to Merkava.com and show you how to navigate to this page if you want to see this translation. So Merkava.com. Hang on, it's taking some time here. Okay, click on the links over here and go to Talmud and go to Seder Nezikin, Baba Metzia, and scroll down. We are on Daf Chaf Vav Amud Aleph, right over here. Click on that. And we are at the word here, Tana. Okay, you can read and translate to yourself if you'd like I'm doing right here. You have everything right here. Oopsies. Okay. And that is that.